Nilesh Shah of Kotak AMC is now joining us to talk more. Well, the recovery is intact. Earlier, it appeared that we are kind of going back and revisiting, but back at 22,000. But the circumstances, Nilesh, good afternoon. The circumstances at which we are at 22,000 today and the way we were at 20,000 few days back completely changed. The way data has, kind of folded up so far. What is the best case scenario for the markets in your view?
So Ajay, this is the, nature of the market. It prices in events, and when actual events are different from what has happened, there is a reaction. Undoubtedly, market was pricing in continuity of government and policy push for accelerated growth. In exit poll, as the exit market expectations were exceeded, there was even further rally in market on Monday. Today, when actual results are lower than the market expectation, as well as exit poll, there is a correction happening. Investors rightfully will be looking at what kind of government gets formed, what kind of analysis is done by political parties of this verdict, and what kind of policy recalibration happens. One policy recalibration which probably will happen is that there will be more support to consumption at the bottom end of the pyramid and for mass market product. Now, with that kind of policy recalibration, markets will then adjust to a new level and try to build scenario. While political event has gone against the expectation of the market, there are few things which market can take comfort from. Our growth momentum is intact. FY24 was one of the rare year where Nifty 50 EPS at the end of the year was 3% higher than the beginning of the year. Normally, there is downward revision as people are optimistic at the beginning of the year. Our profit to GDP ratio is well above average, and leverage or debt to GDP ratio for corporate India is well below the average. Both things ensure that valuations have remained reasonable. One more positive thing for India today is OPEC announcing production cut restoration that has brought oil down to $77, and hopefully oil will remain below 80 in the days to come. So while there are fundamentals in place, obviously market will wait for this event to settle down before taking its next view.
Nilesh, you're famous to throw up cricket analogies. What you just talked about, of course, was the long term. But in the near term, I mean, how would you describe yesterday and then what's played out today? Yesterday seemed like a total googly.
So in some sense, this is like India's World Cup campaign. Till semi-final, we played very well. And in the final, the performance was well below everyone's expectation. The same thing happened with market. Till exit poll, it had one expectation. Unfortunately, the reality was significantly different. But one way to look at it is also maturity of our democracy. There were so much of noise around election, but clearly India has demonstrated to the world that it has a vibrant democracy. Hopefully, this will give confidence to global investors.
Okay, I think there is a bit of an audio issue. We'll try and... Okay. Sorry, Nilesh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I just think that at some point of time, people will take into account that we have vibrant democracy and we can conduct a complex election so seamlessly.
Complicated election, and at least the counting for now seems to be a complicated bit as well, given the fact the BJP leads right now as per ECI website is 240 and they are giving 98 leads to Congress. I'm talking of course on a standalone basis. The numbers for NDA right now is 293 versus 233 of the Congress. But the big question, Nilesh, is also the fact as to what changes with respect to the political strategy now. And I'm talking about the reforms because it was expected that the NDA government will have a bigger political capital to push for more reforms. Do you think there's going to be a complete reset of the policy initiatives as well, and hence one needs to relook at their portfolio strategy, which was tilted towards defense, manufacturing, capital good infrastructure?
So there will be certainly recalibration of analyzing the election verdict given. Now, please remember that every political party has to keep in mind what is the wishes of the voter. Many a times, good politics and good economics don't go together. So there will be recalibration of policies. One thing which I can probably analyze is that our 8.2% GDP growth in FY24 came on the back of public investment and trade, and little less on the back of consumption and private investment. Certainly, consumption at the bottom end of the pyramid in rural India and in mass market product was lower than the GDP growth rate, or consumption at the top of the pyramid, urban consumption, and in premium product. I'm sure there will be consideration to boost consumption in the days to come, especially at the bottom of the pyramid. And we'll have to see how that gets funded. So market will wait for policy recalibration and then take a portfolio call.
Nilesh, stay with us. We've got commercial obligations, have to take a very quick break, but we'll come right back and continue our discussion with you.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.